Hey, it's good to see you. My name is Dominic, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use the CLI as an alternative way to interact with the MachineLabs platform. The command line interface, or CLI for short, is used to complement the web interface so that we can stick to our beloved IDE of choice. Basically, we do the bulk work locally, and once we feel confident with our code, we can send it off to the MachineLabs cloud infrastructure to do the training on optimized hardware. So let's get going and see how this actually works. Here we see MachineLabs web interface, and I'm already logged in. This is indicated by this little avatar in the top right corner. Let's start off by creating a new lab. Instead of using the web interface, we're going to create a lab on our machine and then use the CLI to send it to the platform. In order to get started with the CLI, we first have to install it either with npm or yarn. For that, let's head over to the terminal. I'm going to use yarn here, but below you can see the command for npm as well. This command will now install the MachineLabs CLI globally, making the ml command available anywhere on your system. Alright, we're good to go. Let's try it out and verify everything works as expected. Sweet. That was easy, right? Now let's create a folder for our project, and we call it test. Once we've created the folder, we can navigate into this folder and initialize the current directory as a lab. Let's type in ml init -dry. Note that the dry option here tells the CLI to run the command without making any changes. It will only list all the files that would have been created when running the command without the dry option. If our project already comes with an ml YAML configuration file and we wish to override it, we can use the -- force option. Cool. So we can see that the init command will create two files, a configuration file and an entry point, which is the main.py. Let's run the command for real now. Great. Our lab is now successfully initialized. In order to push and pull labs to and from the MachineLabs platform, we need to be authenticated at some point. The CLI offers a login and logout command respectively. To log in into MachineLabs with the CLI, we simply run ml login. This will open up a new browser tab with a handshake screen that asks for your permission so that the CLI can perform operations for you. There's also a hash that should match the one output by the CLI in the terminal. It's important to only confirm the handshake if both hashes match. So let's quickly verify the hash. Alright, they're the same. So now we can click on Login, and once we're logged in, we can start working on our project. Now let's open up the current directory in Visual Studio Code. We open up main.py, which is the main entry point for our project. To keep this project simple, all we do here is to print hello world to the console. We save this file, and now we can test this locally by running python main.py. Perfect. As expected, it prints out hello world. Whether we're creating a new lab or taking an existing project, eventually we want to push whatever we have and run it on the MachineLabs platform. That's where the CLI's push command comes into play. To push our project to the platform, we simply type in ml push -n for name, define the name, then -d for description, and define the description for our project. We hit enter, and once pushed, the CLI will give us a link which points to the lab on MachineLabs. Cool, right? Let's quickly verify if everything went smoothly and open a link in the browser. Nice. We can see that our lab was successfully pushed to the platform. Let's go back to our project and make a local change. To update the lab on MachineLabs, we can simply rerun the push command. Note that this time we don't have to specify a name, description, or lab ID because the ID was persisted in the ml YAML configuration file. The push command now takes everything in the project folder and simply updates the remote lab. Cool. So far we have seen how to log in, initialize a new lab, and push the code to the MachineLabs platform. What if I wanted to clone an existing project, say from a colleague, and continue working locally? Well, the CLI got you covered. We can use the pull command to pull labs to our machine. I happen to have a few labs, so let's switch over to my profile and pick one of the labs. For example, the LSTM experiment. All we need is the lab ID. You can find the ID in the address bar, so let's copy it to the clipboard. Now we can switch back to our terminal. But before pulling this lab, I will go one level up again. Now we type in ml-pull-i for ID and paste in the ID that we just copied to our clipboard. This will pull the lab into the current directory. If we wish to pull it into a different directory, we can easily configure it using the directory option. That's it for this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. And if you want to learn more, check out the link to the official documentation on the CLI. So, see you next time.